Angel Reese beating her shit. What y'all gonna say now? Now that I have this unrivaled championship that I didn't even think to attend. She went to LeBron James's youngest son's high school state championship game. If this championship mattered, she would show up. She could afford it.
I had no idea that Angel Reese didn't even bother to show up. Did not show up to support her teammates. It was that unimportant, but yet took a victory lap that you won a championship? You got to be joking.
Angel Reese just got exposed, and it's not looking good for her. The so-called Unrivaled League Championship she's being celebrated for? Turns out she didn't even show up for the final game.
Angel Reese is a champion in the Unrivaled that virtually no one watched.
That's right, while her team was out there fighting for the title, Angel Reese was nowhere to be found. But that didn't stop the media and social media hype machine from trying to crown her as the next big thing.
People immediately took to social media and Twitter and started posting, look at what Angel Reese has accomplished. She has a national championship at LSU. She was the rebounding queen of the WNBA. Now she has a championship in the Unrivaled, and she's Defensive Player of the Year. Oh, what an accomplishment.
Is this really a championship worth celebrating? Or is this just another attempt to prop up a narrative that doesn't match reality? Stay tuned, because we're breaking it all down right now. The Unrivaled League was supposed to be a groundbreaking moment for women's basketball, a fresh, new take on the game.
Angel Reese was a member of the Rose. They won the inaugural Unrivaled championship last night.
I guess if you want to take a victory lap on that, you can. I just don't know if it means anything.
But let's be real, hardly anyone was paying attention. This so-called championship that Angel Reese won wasn't even a traditional 5-on-5 basketball league. It was a 3-on-3 tournament, a format that already struggles to attract serious basketball fans.
How important this championship was to Angel Reese. Angel Reese didn't even attend the game. She was not in the building last night.
And yet the media wasted no time hyping it up as a major achievement, acting like it held the same weight as an NCAA or WNBA title.
Oh man, these athletes, they make themselves look worse and worse and worse all the time.
Reese's team, the Rose, faced off against the Vinyl in the championship game, a matchup that quite frankly went unnoticed by most of the sports world. Unlike actual professional leagues that have millions of viewers and real stakes, this tournament flew under the radar, with little to no mainstream coverage. Even ESPN, despite giving it some attention, couldn't make it seem like a big deal.
All of that was more important than being at the location, being with her teammates.
Why is it just women's basketball where we see athletes acting like this?
The truth is, the only reason this event is being talked about now is because of the controversy surrounding Angel Reese's so-called championship moment. And here's the kicker. She wasn't even there. While her teammates battled on the court, Reese was absent, missing not just the final but the last 2 games of the tournament. But that didn't stop her from celebrating the victory as if she had been the one putting in the hard work. Instead of being courtside, cheering her team on, or contributing in any way, she simply FaceTimed into the post-game press conference to share in the moment.
When her team achieved this remarkable accomplishment, Angel Reese was so thrilled, she FaceTimed in press conference and celebration. That's how big this Unrivaled championship was.
If this was truly a defining accomplishment in her career, wouldn't she have made the effort to show up? Would a player like Caitlin Clark, Aja Wilson, or Breanna Stewart ever miss a championship game and still expect to be celebrated?
ESPN covered this championship. Chelsea Gray scored 30-some-odd points last night in the championship game.
Social media, of course, wasted no time in spinning the narrative. Reese's supporters flooded Twitter with posts praising her as a champion, as if she had just pulled off an all-time great performance. They listed her previous accomplishments, her national championship at LSU, her WNBA rebounding stats, and now this historic Unrivaled League title, as if they all held the same value.
This championship that Angel Reese has added to her trophy case, that she didn't even play in the last 2 games.
But let's call it what it really is. Manufactured hype. If this win truly meant something, she would have been there leading her team on the court, not phoning it in, literally. The reality is, Angel Reese is being propped up by a media machine desperate to create a superstar narrative, even when the facts don't support it. And when you dig deeper into what really happened, it's clear this so-called championship is nothing more than an illusion.
She thought so much of this championship that she was like, nah, I don't want to diminish the greatness of this championship by attending the game and rooting on my teammates. So I'll FaceTime in.
If there's one thing we've seen time and time again, it's the media bending over backward to push Angel Reese as the face of women's basketball, whether she earns it or not. The Unrivaled League Championship is just the latest example of this forced narrative. Despite the tournament barely registering on the sports world's radar, ESPN and other media outlets treated it like a historic moment, plastering Reese's name all over headlines, even though she didn't play in the final 2 games.
No one wanted a 3-on-3 full-court women's basketball league, and no one paid attention to this. Let's put together a social media campaign, and let's pretend like Angel Reese just accomplished something important.
Think about that for a second. A player misses the most crucial games of a championship, and yet they are still being credited as a key part of the team's success. How does that make sense? In any other sport, an athlete who sits out during a title-winning game wouldn't be given the same respect as those who actually competed. But when it comes to Angel Reese, the media is willing to rewrite the rules. It's not like this was an elite-level, highly competitive tournament that the sports world was eagerly watching. This was a brand-new 3-on-3 league with barely any major star power. Most of the WNBA's top talents, including Aja Wilson, Kelsey Plum, and Caitlin Clark, weren't even part of it. Even Sabrina Ionescu, one of the players initially involved, pulled out early. And why? Because they know this isn't real professional basketball. The best players don't see it as worth their time.
Because we're going to build up this narrative that Angel Reese is one of the great athletes of our lifetime. She's right there with Steph Curry, and she's right there with LeBron James. She's right there with Kevin Durant. She's got a championship at LSU, and now she has a championship in the Unrivaled League.
Yet, despite all that, Reese's championship win was paraded around on social media as if she had just led a team to an NBA title. Articles and posts praised her for adding another trophy to her case, as if this had the same value as her LSU championship run. And when people pointed out the reality, that she didn't even bother to attend the final, her defenders jumped in with excuses. She was injured, they claimed. She was busy with other commitments. But if this was such an important milestone in her career, why wasn't it a priority for her? What makes this even more embarrassing is that her team actually played better without her.
Everybody rushed to social media and pretend like you actually watched Unrivaled, actually cared about Unrivaled. Let's go rush to social media and pretend that you care more about the Unrivaled League than Angel Reese does.
In the championship game, the remaining players stepped up, with Chelsea Gray putting on a standout performance. Some even argued that once Reese was out, the Rose played more fluidly and cohesively. That's the uncomfortable truth the media refuses to acknowledge. Instead, they kept up the charade, pretending this was a defining career moment for Reese, when in reality it exposed just how hollow her so-called dominance really is. Then came the most ridiculous part: Reese herself playing into the hype. After the win, she took to Twitter, posting cryptic messages like, "What y'all gonna say now?" as if she had just silenced her critics.
And this championship game was so unimportant. She's like, nah, I'm good. I'll watch from home. I'll watch this stream from home, and I'll FaceTime in if we win.
This league has got to figure out a way to honor Angel Reese in all this. That's right.
But what exactly was she proving? That a team she wasn't even present for managed to win a game without her? That she could FaceTime into a post-game celebration and still get credit for a title she had no role in securing? This moment perfectly highlights the problem with the way Angel Reese is being marketed. Instead of letting her actual performance speak for itself, the media and her fan base are constantly trying to inflate her legacy, manufacturing achievements that don't hold up under scrutiny. If she truly wants to be seen as an all-time great, she needs to prove it on the court. Not through Twitter posts, not through media hype, and certainly not through a participation trophy from a league no one watched.
We have to sit through the fake importance of double-doubles all over again? Question mark? Oh, nobody gets hollow double-doubles like your girl, Angel Reese.
The real question is, how long can this illusion last? Because sooner or later, when the smoke clears, people are going to see the truth. Angel Reese is not the dominant force she's being sold as, and this so-called championship is just another example of the media desperately trying to make her something she's not. At some point, reality has to catch up with the narrative. The way Angel Reese is being pushed as a dominant champion is a stark contrast to how real superstars are treated.
There are 16 players with a higher point per average than Reese. She led the league in rebounds per game and personal fouls per game. Her points numbers won't translate to the W very well because free throws only count for 1 point.
When LeBron James, Stephen Curry, or Caitlin Clark win championships, it's because they led their teams to victory. They were on the court making the game-winning plays, proving they were the best when it mattered most. But in Reese's case, she was nowhere to be found in the most crucial moment of the season, yet the media still handed her the spotlight.
12 rebounds per game, how many of which were her own missed putbacks?
Let's compare this situation to true competitors who actually show up when it matters. Take Caitlin Clark, for example. Every time she plays, she's under the microscope. Every statistic, every shot, every win and loss is analyzed in detail. If she were to miss a championship game, the headlines wouldn't be about her winning the title. They'd be questioning why she wasn't there.
Y'all be throwing Angel Reese in there for clout purposes. If you actually watch her play, she's horrible, bruh. Y'all doing too much with this black versus white BS.
The same goes for Ajah Wilson, Breanna Stewart, or any other top-tier player in the WNBA. The expectations are clear. If you want to be called a champion, you need to earn it. But for Angel Reese, the standards seem different. The narrative surrounding her isn't about proving herself on the court, it's about protecting and elevating her image at all costs. Instead of acknowledging the reality that her team played better in her absence and that she contributed nothing to the championship game, her supporters and the media still acted as if she was the centerpiece of the victory.
I mean, you want to grow the game? All right, grow the game. All I'm saying is if you want to play in the big leagues, if you want to be somebody that transcends the game, you got to have a personality. I will give Angel Reese this. She has a personality. It's ignorance. It's stupid. I mean, it's really stupid.
If anything, this championship exposed a harsh truth. Reese's presence didn't make or break her team. They succeeded without her, which raises the question, how valuable is she? Really? And let's not forget the way Reese handled the aftermath. Rather than recognizing the efforts of her teammates who actually won the game, she jumped on social media, acting as though this was a major personal achievement. This wasn't a humble celebration, it was a victory lap built on the work of others. Compare this to how true champions operate.
Dejanay Carrington, you wouldn't even know who she was if she didn't try to beat up Caitlin Clark in a game. You wouldn't even know, but these two clowns got together as the dumbest people in sports and saying, wait for it, they need more money.
When a player like Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant won a title, they celebrated with their teammates, knowing the grind it took to get there. They didn't sit out the game, FaceTime in, and then expect to be treated like a hero. The uncomfortable truth is that Reese's career so far has been built more on media hype than actual dominance. Yes, she was an elite college player at LSU, but when it comes to the professional level, she has yet to prove that she belongs among the best. Her WNBA season has been filled with inconsistent performances, defensive lapses, and an over-reliance on physicality rather than skill.
If I was funding this league, I'd say, all right, hold on. You got a golden goose. We all got one in Caitlin Clark. These people that are criticizing Caitlin Clark, these people that are hitting Caitlin Clark, these people that are talking as if they are as important as Caitlin Clark are hurting our opportunity. They're hurting the brand.
While the media continues to sell her as a superstar, those who actually watch the games see the reality. She's not on the level of the true elite players in the league. And that's exactly why this Unrivaled League Championship controversy is so important. It exposes the way Reese's career is being artificially inflated. Winning a meaningless title in a league most players didn't even bother with does not make her a champion. Missing the final 2 games and still being credited as a winner doesn't make her dominant. This was an illusion, and for those paying attention, it's becoming harder to ignore.
I guarantee you, those women, the intelligent ones, the one that have a brain, the one that are actually going to sit down and do this, are saying to Angel Reese, shut up, take off your clothes, show your ass, talk about how Hollywood stars want to date you, and move it along. Let us handle this. And you just keep being stupid and work on your layup.
The bottom line is this: real champions prove themselves when it matters. They step up in big moments, take responsibility for their team's success, and let their game do the talking. Angel Reese had a chance to do that, but instead, she took the easy way out, celebrating a title she had no hand in winning. And while the media may continue to push their narrative, the truth is clear. This championship means nothing, and it does nothing to change the fact that Reese still has a lot to prove. At the end of the day, the Unrivaled League Championship was nothing more than an overhyped sideshow, one that Angel Reese barely participated in, but still took credit for. The media can try to spin this as another monumental achievement in her career, but the facts speak for themselves. She didn't play in the final 2 games, she wasn't on the court when her team won, and yet she still acted like this was some defining moment.
Most influential female athletes right now: Coco Gauff, 10, Juju Watkins, number 9, Cameron Brent, 8, Paige Beckers, number 7, Sabrina Ionescu, number 6, Asia Wilson. So Asia's not going to be happy either. Jakari Richardson was number 4, Simone Biles, number 3, right here. I can't quite get past the fact that Simone Biles is behind Angel Reese. Caitlin Clark, she ran away with number 1. I don't think that should surprise us. She came away with number 1.
But real basketball fans see through the facade. True champions don't sit on the sidelines and FaceTime into their own victories. They show up, they lead, and they fight for every win. That's why players like Caitlin Clark, Aja Wilson, and Breanna Stewart are respected, because they earn their accolades.
Caitlin Clark is redefining the entire landscape of women's sports. Her dominance on the court has shattered outdated narratives about women's sports, proving that women's basketball can be just as marketable and widely watched as men's. But the Caitlin Clark effect goes far beyond her performance. It's reshaping the entire sports landscape. Her presence alone boosts the WNBA attendance by 105% compared to games without her, while road games featuring her Indiana Fever see an 87% increase in opponent home attendance. Her rookie debut sparked a staggering 200% jump in WNBA viewership, while Fever home games drew a league-high 186,000 fans last season, a 265% increase from 2023.
Meanwhile, Reese continues to benefit from a media-driven narrative that elevates her accomplishments beyond what they actually are. So what's next? Will the hype train keep rolling despite the obvious holes in her resume, or will the truth finally catch up with her? One thing is for sure, if Angel Reese truly wants to be remembered as a great, she's going to have to start proving it on the court, not just on Twitter. The spotlight is on her, and sooner or later the illusion will crumble. The question is, when that happens, will Angel Reese be ready to face reality?
That association, they gave us a gym that I paid for. Not entirely, but they took money out of my check and I paid for it, bro.
You better get the fucking full usage of that.
Man, I got hot tub, cold tub, weight room, full court basketball room. I walk in today, I'm on one side working out, Caitlin Clark on the other side.
Really?
I look at myself, there you go, 2 fucking legends, Patty.
Did you say what's up?
You know I say what's up, but I'm not the type to say what's up to interrupt your workout because I don't like people to interrupt mine. She can shoot the shit out of it.
And the WNBA assist leader this past year.
She can shoot the shit out the ball.
She's a great shooter.
And she's one of those workout people, you know, got to think, anytime I hit the court, I got to hit that bike. I'm older now, so I got to get on that bike and stroll for a couple 5, 6, 7 minutes. So while I'm strolling through the park, I'm looking at her shoot it. And she's one of those shooters where, if you know as a gym rat, you guys know, like, damn, bro, why you throw that pass bad? Give me the ball in my chest. I'm like, oh, she's a gangster also.
She's lighting people up.
Throw me the ball the way I want it.
What drill was it? What drill was she running?
I don't know. She was doing a 2 in a row corner wing. And if you miss, you have to go back to the next spot. And if you missed again, you have to go back to the starting spot. She had a nice drill. I'm literally still in it.
That's nice.
And she was shooting the shit out of it.
Of course she was.
Right. So she was shooting the shit out of it. And
she's the face of the league.
Agreed.
She's the face of the league. Agreed.
Most points by a point guard in a season in WNBA history. Most double-doubles by a rookie guard in WNBA history. Most points by a rookie in WNBA history. Most assists by a rookie in the history of the WNBA. First WNBA rookie to record 2 triple-doubles. First triple-double by a rookie in WNBA history. First triple-double in Fever history. The first player to be named WNBA Player of the Month and Rookie of the Month in the same month. First player in WNBA history with 20 or more points, 15 or more assists, and 5 or more rebounds in a game. She won Rookie of the Month 4 times, Eastern Conference Player of the Week 3 times, single season rookie record for assists, single season rookie record for 3-pointers, single game record for assists 19, franchise record for most double-doubles, 3-pointers, career 10 or more assists in a game, franchise record for most career 10 or more assists in a game. Fastest WNBA player to reach 100 3-pointers. She did it in 34 games, most assists by a rookie in a WNBA All-Star game for which she received the most fan votes ever, 700,000 of those. Fastest player to reach 350 points and 150 assists to start a season regardless of years in the league. People will say, pay more attention to the other folks. Like, she couldn't do it herself. You know, LeBron has teammates, Jordan had teammates. I understand.